spiritual point of view.
Pulling
We
out
try
of the
to do
person
that.
and into the
Yeah, and in the Incal we deal with vessels, science fiction, and all that mythology, and also with God, what is to be complete,
Yes.
a complete human being, and what is the destiny of the life in that incarnation. You know.
So it's like you pulled this new mythology of science fiction,
Yeah.
and brought it into the
Connect
whole
with
connection
the- yeah.
of the larger mythology, the continuing mythology
Yeah.
that goes all the way back.
Yes,
through.
and I'm not the only person who does that. Many people are in that thing right now, and all the what's happened. It's all the Earth mythology, all the religions focus in that dream, and not only the official religion, but the animism. You know, the
Yes.
shamanism, and
Yes.
all those tradition. We thought for centuries they were. You know, our
The
past,
primitives,
primitive, but in
below
fact,
us, and
yeah.
yet here was all
Now-
of their stuff still existing.
Yes,
with us.
now we
Yes.
realize that they are more powerful than many religions. You know, they are less sophisticated in the literary...
In words and in the
in
verbal
words.
side, yes.
But in technique, in effective technique, they are more stronger, you know.
You go back and look at some of these, and I'm thinking of some of the reading I've done in Joseph Campbell. And Campbell talks about some of the extraordinarily evolved psychologies that many of these early and so-called primitive religions developed.
Oh, you knew that, Campbell?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. It's good. So, yes, it's what I wanted to say. I'm not talking as somebody who catch the truth and I'm alone against everybody. No, it's a movement. You know, it's. I know I'm in a wave of people thinking the same thing, and many of those people are much more advanced than I am. You know, I know I'm a point. You know.
Is it a feeling that perhaps that science and that reason have not provided us adequately, that our whole 20th century society has been built on the Enlightenment and reason and science, and at least for me, I get the sense that many of the people who are moving in this direction have become frustrated that science and reason can't provide all the answers.
You know, I think the species of man is very intelligent, and we have no choice in the process we do. We in order to recover the old techniques of spiritual enlightenment, we had to experiment until the almost to die the rational way of life, you know, because we had to build really that rational world around us. Now that rational world is well settled, not completely, because the Earth is a strange planet with many holes, you know, many different levels. But we are in that country especially, we are with that strong feeling of solidity, you know. The walls are okay.
Maybe that one's not as solid as some of the other ones
not
are.
this one,
but yes,
but,
they tend to be solid.
Okay. And now we are in the position where we can, and not only we can dream, but the science in its higher level is encountering fields so enormous, so incredible, you know, so far and so open, that all that rational construction goes to a point where it explodes. You know,
Things have it's almost as if things have become too solid, so solid that they can't.
Yeah, it
stay
becomes so
together.
solid that, you know, it's like the diamond or the crystal. It's a material
When it
so
shatters,
solid.
it shatters.
Suddenly,
tremendously.
the dark and the black material of stone become very sharp and transparent.
Use. Yes.
And the power of crystal is incredible. You know, it takes the light and it throw energy. You know, and it's our science, our physical and rational science is now dealing with something we could call spiritual. You know, only the people who are a little bit under, they continue to be the walls and to be the material stone, but the thinner part is
Stephen
already
and all those. They
are already in another universe.
Quantum physics today is talking about things as reality that a few years ago was science fiction and completely illogical.
Not only science fiction, but was esoteric dreams, you know, alchemy or...
In the old mythologies, I mean, you can sit down and compare what modern theoretical physics is stating, go back and compare that to the old cosmologies, and it's amazing how similar they are. What has happened? We came from this old cosmology of going from chaos to order, and it's being revisited by our theoretical physicists.
Yes, and also what we realize now, it's possible. Maybe it's possible. No, not maybe. It's possible to change ourselves, to cut with the old heritage of craziness and poverty, spiritual poverty, and we can cut the beliefs we had or we have through generation that Earth is hell.
Yes.
And
turn back into paradise.
Yes, and something like that, you know, and we see the people who are trapped into that are in deep trouble. For example, in Yugoslavia or in Russia right now, where the hate between group of people are putting those people in fight, you know. It's so stupid, but it's inside them. It's not stupid. They think it's vital. It's very important. They have to kill the bastard in front, you know, in the other street and the other side of the bridge. And
it's almost as though genetically
it's not genetically. It's they use the genetic in order to make a better world, you know. But in fact, it's not genetic. It's it's an heritage through parents. Because the sons...
That's what I was... It's almost that it is this oppression that was on these people for all these years.
Yeah.
Building up in... Almost as though it was building up in their genes to pass on to their children, so that once the crack was opened, all of that generations of oppression pours out into this generation.
Yeah, and
not just the impression.
You're right. And what you do here, or what we do in Occident, is very important. I mean, that war we had to do between generations. In a way, it's dramatic, and we carry scars of that, you know, because it's a sacrifice, very, very painful to kill the parents, to kill the father, and to stop to carry the belief he had, you know, and the hate he had, you know.
So you end up having to go through a tremendous act of hate and anger in order to kill the hate and anger that had been evolving over the years.